are already struggling to make ends meet. I mean, you think of a typical family in Cornwall, they're paying higher taxes, higher fees, auto insurance is going up, you got a kid in school, tuition is going up. They're struggling to try to make the books balance at the end of the month. They can't handle a brand new tax hike, especially on everyday items like gas for your car, heat for your home.
That's the land transfer tax. Couldn't there be a shortfall in the tax base for infrastructure, for example? Isn't that a concern?
You know, we actually believe that if you stimulate the economy and you get more people working, revenue will increase from those families now that'll be able to pay taxes instead of being on unemployment. We also believe that the best way to stimulate jobs in our economy today is to lower the red tape burden and put more money back into people's pockets to spend in the local economy. I worry that Dalton McGuinty's HST tax policy, for example, is going to have the opposite impact. By taking more money out of people's pockets, it means a lot less money to spend in the businesses that we have represented here today.
Spending a lot of money in this riding where you have a $53 billion deficit, yet $1.5 million for the Children's Aid Society, just over $2 million for a biopellet plant here. It seems like the Liberal government is spending money hand over fist in this riding.
You know, there's no doubt that the McGuinty government has increased government spending substantially. Unfortunately, that's also resulted in the biggest deficit in the history of our province, some $25 billion. Dalton McGuinty's deficit is actually greater than all of the other provinces combined. And I think people in Cornwall will be rightly concerned about some of the backroom deals that have happened, like at eHealth Ontario, where $1 billion went down the drain and Liberal-friendly consultants got fat and rich. Or this recent sweetheart deal with Samsung, that's seeing a $303,000 a year subsidy for any of the jobs that are being created going to a foreign-based multinational corporation instead of investing in local businesses.
I wanted to touch on that about the Samsung deal.
Yeah.
Some would say that you may suffer from myelogenic disease, that when there's a major issue like this, it seems like the media doesn't pick up on what you have to say, and what you do have to say is that the deal is not legal. Do you think that that's the right approach? I mean, do Ontarians really care whether the deal is legal, more so that their electricity rates are going up?
No, we've made the point that this is going to be a massive subsidy to a foreign-based corporation done through a backroom deal instead of any kind of bidding process that you might expect to get the best deal for the taxpayer. But sadly, when you're subsidizing these jobs to the tune of $303,000 each, that means it's going to come out of the increased hydro rates for the senior citizens struggling to make ends meet. It's going to come out of increased hydro rates for a local businesses trying to survive. Dalton McGuinty has taken our economy to a new low, where we have to basically go out and bribe businesses to create jobs.
Self-critiquing is a hard process, but do you think that you could be a better leader by approaching major issues that affect Cornwallites, approaching them in a different way and sort of relating more to home?
Well, I mean, that's why we're here today in Cornwall talking to small business leaders about how we can kickstart job creation in a community like this. You know, there's no doubt that I think Dalton McGuinty views the counties in Eastern Ontario as the flyover counties. You may see them from his plane when he's flying from Ottawa to Toronto, but forgotten about the small businesses and working families here that are struggling to make ends meet.
Okay.
Anyone else?
Yeah. Hi, Jamie Ghost of Cornwall Free News.
Yeah.
You've talked about the HST and the ramifications against the middle class and seniors. Nobody likes to pay more taxes. Have you specifically, or do you specifically have any plans to what you would do versus the HST?
Yeah, we actually believe in lowering the tax burden on Ontario families and businesses. I don't believe that increasing taxes is the way to go. I disagree with Dalton McGuinty. You may remember he already increased taxes before with the so-called health tax. He's increased user fees and now the HST tax grab.
Would you cancel the HST?
What have we seen in return? Record job losses. Ontario dead last in economic growth in Canada. We become a have-not province. We need to take a different path. And we're going to continue to fight the HST sales tax grab. We've got a budget coming up this spring to try to force Dalton McGuinty to give a better deal to Ontario taxpayers. We're not going to give up because we believe people are on our side, that this is a tax grab that they can't afford.
Does fighting mean repealing the tax if you happen to win the next election?
Well, I think one of the challenges, as you may know, is that Dalton McGuinty has basically locked us into a deal that he's not really talked about publicly that would see the province locked into the HST until July 1 of 2015. And the province try to get out of the deal, they'd have to pay back the $4.3 billion in federal transfers. That's why we need to stop this tax before it's implemented, because of the poison pill that Dalton McGuinty has signed in his secret deal.
Okay,